Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Emo Brown, the podcast brought to you by Grasshopper for all your medicinal, recreational cannabis needs. Make sure you take your card, make it clack, get 20% back. Got $12? Well, guess what? We got 3 pre-rolls, the Emo Brown pre-rolls. What a time to be alive today, Barry. It is great. My name is Esteban Garcia III. I am your host here with a friend of the show, a host of the show, and today he's bringing on a friend that we're going to all learn about, Cesar Torres. Welcome back to the cancel couch. Suits you perfectly.
I love that. Normally you're Steve Garcia, but he says Colonia Libertad, and all of a sudden you're Esteban Garcia.
The third.
Just like that, dog.
Wait, but it's not Esteban, dog. That sounds weird. Esteban. You gotta flow with it, homie. Say it. I choose it.
Esteban.
Ow, I'll take it.
Almost all right.
What up, Cesar Torres? Welcome, bro. It's been a minute.
I know, bro. It's been fun.
It's been fun. No, you're back now. We're gonna make it real fun now, dog.
You're ours again.
Who did you bring in to visit us today, brother?
Bro, I brought one of my favorite people in this industry.
That's saying a lot, bro.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
A guy that I look up to. He's on our level with the epitome of hard work he puts in.
Okay.
He does a lot of great things in a lot of different avenues and venues. And just as important, man, he's a South Bay kid.
What?
South Bay kid, dog.
All right, unwrap this gift. What's his
So
name?
the
Who is it? What?
proprietor, the owner, the boss man, Mr. Cristian Liang over here.
Man, dude. Caesar,
Welcome,
thanks,
bro.
man. That's a crazy intro. I appreciate it, man, but all in good company, man. So thank you for having me. My name is Cristian Liang, owner and partner and operator of Common Theory up in Convoy,
Very
Common
nice.
Theory down here now in Chula Vista, Otay Ranch area, and then also in Convoy, Realm of the 52 Remedies and Woomiok Korean restaurant. So,
Get it, man. Woo.
yeah. That was a mouthful, but yeah.
I like you were making sure that you didn't leave any of the kids out of the
Yeah,
conversation,
I was
right?
like, oh, shoot.
So how did you jump in this game?
Oh man, so I guess restaurants kind of a thing in the blood. My parents owned and operated restaurants, but it's a weird kind of full ironic circle. You know, my parents used to own and operate restaurants in Mexico and TJ in Tijuana. In La Colonia Libertad.
Ooh, say it again, dog. That just sounds awesome when you say it. La
Parte Baja.
Colonia.
Yeah, Parte Baja, Colonia Libertad. Dentro de la calle 11 y la 12. Yeah,
There's a lot of good food in that area, too.
Yeah.
There's
Hey,
a lot of good food.
There's some wars going on down there. We can't say that again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, oops. Yeah. Yeah. So, growing up, your parents, restaurants, like a lot of businesses, but restaurants is hard grunt work. They grew up kind of doing it from dishwasher to cooking to serving and then shutting it all down and all of the above. So then, you grow up in that scene, you're helping out with everything. You're on the walk one day or you're sweeping up, the parking lot the next day. So they kind of say, go to school, get an education, go do your thing, get a career job. And so I did that, and so I went to college, graduated with a structural engineering degree out of UCSD, went to work for a company off of Mira Mesa. Shout out to GeoCon. Love those guys. Still keep in touch with all of them.
Damn. All right. New sponsor for the show. Thank
Keep
you,
them royalty
Christian.
checks coming. Keep them royalty checks coming, GeoCon. Stop playing.
Yeah, geotechnical engineering company. So yeah, I worked with them for like 7-8 years, and then just full circle around out of entrepreneurship. Kind of ended up opening Common Theory 1
You had
10
that
years
itch.
ago.
You had that cultural internal itch
that-
of the family.
that
I
little
need to go
bit.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, and at first, my mom was like a little hesitant. I don't know why you're doing that. You're giving up that 401k, you're giving up that health insurance, and then now you're gonna go work out for your own. So it was probably one of the craziest and maybe nerve-wracking moments in my life to kind of take that step. It was tough.
A much needed step, though.
It much needed. I'm not looking back. So
And that's not a small venue, man. Like, you went
know.
all in.
that was crazy. Back then we were looking for a space for almost 2 years, and nothing good would show up. We kind of kept our eyes in Kearney Mesa along Convoy. That's kind of where we hung out throughout all of college, and our parents, when they were doing shopping for their restaurant in TJ, they would drive all the way up to El Cajon and to Convoy, where all the Asian spices and things like that were sold. So we would frequent that area like all the time. And then so we kind of just knew Convoy like the back of our hand. And so we kept our search for a spot in there, but it took almost like 2 years. And when that space became available, we were like, it's a little bit more than what we could chew on, but it took us 2 years, so let's just take it.
Sometimes you just got to think ahead. It's like a game of chess. It's like it currently doesn't fit the need or the scope that we're looking through, but guess what? In a few years, it's going to be perfect.
Yeah. No, that's exactly how it was, because I don't know if you guys kept tabs of like Convoy. It's grown a lot in the last 5 years.
Indeed.
But along Convoy Street, that unit was very north. Like the hub was Convoy Street and Balboa.
Balboa, yes.
That's where like the heart was, and that's where all the cool spots were hanging out at and things like that. But so we were further north, and we're like, man, like location. So is anybody gonna come up this way? And we're already on Convoy Street, so we were overthinking it. But little by little, we opened it, started drawing some more traffic up this way, and then a few other things started popping up in the next few years, and then now all of Convoy's expanded.
All of it. It's so big.
Woomiok is on the very south end, almost towards like Linda Vista. So now we're like on the opposite ends, and we don't have anything in the epicenter.
That's my spot right there. Out of all of them,
you go to Woomiok more than I do.
Yeah, the one place where he doesn't buy my beer is the place that I go to the most. Yeah, give me that seafood pancake and that spicy beef broth.
I've never been, so you recommend it. All right, man.
No, I actually don't want more people showing up, dog. So yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend it.
Vicious person. Wifey and I love that whole corridor of restaurants.
Oh man,
there's so much to choose from. There's so much to go. How has the journey been?
Journey's been great. I mean, fast forward now, we're like 10 years.
That's long.
Coming 31 is coming up in muchas gracias. Yeah. So 10-year anniversary, which we got to get planning. I got to hit you up for some stuff, Caesar. So it's been a crazy journey. We've grown a lot. We've had some setbacks. I was talking to Caesar earlier for our Woomiok location. We ended up opening up a second location up in Irvine.
Okay.
We kind of took a little bit further out of
spreading that
county.
Footprint, huh?
Yes, but it was a little crazy. It was a learning experience. We kind of spread out a little too far. It's a little harder to manage. But then we were also kind of tackling this new concept of, it was the same concept, but within a food court of H Mart, which is like a Korean, supermarket. So yeah, you're kind of competing against other concepts that are in a food court. So it was a different style for us to first tackle, because we were always, all of our shops are brick and mortar individual locations. And then so that was a little tricky. And so based on the sales and the amount of foot traffic that the market would get, that was all the clientele that you would get, and you would divvy it up amongst like 8 different concepts. So it was kind of funky. It was a little hard to manage the staffing and things like that. If something went wrong, it'd be hard to kind of drive all the way up to Irvine
and handle it ASAP, like you're used to probably.
Yeah. So we gave that a good year. Lease ended. We decided to kind of cut our losses and then focus just down here in San Diego.
Less is more.
Yeah.
But then we jump in and we start growing again.
Yeah, exactly.
So we never learn.
We never learned.
Well, we were just talking about that. Like, you never know when opportunity is going to show up again, and it's better to take that risk and instead of having that regret down the road.
Yeah. So we're doing good. Common Theory, Old Thai Ranch, Millennia area.
How exciting, man!
That's crazy.
Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
Just following the project and the trajectory of the story and how everything's built out now to where people are there and sharing their experiences on social media. It's awesome to see that, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. No, it's been this journey. I mean, every place that you open, and now I guess we're like in our 4th/5th one. Never gets any easier. Construction took almost like year and 4 months.
Go figure.
And then you try to do like your soft opening and things aren't working and
weird.
And it's all the same crap, And so you go through it. We're still going through it. We grand opened last week on Tuesday, so we got a full like 3 weeks of soft opening, and we got a month under our belt now, and things are feeling pretty well.
How's the reception been?
It's amazing. So shout out to all of Chula Vista, everybody down here in the South Bay. It's been an amazing welcoming. So when we came over to the States, I'm taking it back to childhood now. Came over to the States. We did I did my middle school up in LA, and then so I did my 3 years up there. And then within that time, my parents saved enough money, bought a house in Chula Vista. It's still the same one that she's still at. Yeah. And it's off of Rancho del Rey, just off of like 8th Street by that YMCA. So then moved back down here and went to high school in Bonita.
Say it again, Tom. So say it again.
Yeah. So Bonita Vista High, man.
Barron for life.
Barron for life.
All right. Is Bonita Vista High School South Bay in your opinion?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Never. never question or approach us on the block when we're walking our dogs and ask us if you consider Bonita High School South Bay. Yes, and Chris agrees.
I didn't even know that was an argument.
Oh, right? Nah, people are weird. Awesome.
Right.
So it's kind of like
I was dreading this part of the conversation.
First off, so many heavy hitters come from Bonita Vista High School that have shown up on the podcast. It's
sick.
Perfect. Welcome back home. How does it feel to open a business in the community and in the city that you were, raised in? The formidable years, the high school years.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's amazing. And it's been like a super cool and heartwarming welcoming. Like I've been running into graduates from my class, 01. Shout out to 01.
Hella old.
Yeah, I know.
Wait,
Class of 97.
All good. So it's been really fun catching up with them. I'm not gonna lie though, I had to bust out my yearbook to kind of.
Who is this guy?
I was like,
what did you write?
I was like, yeah. What kind of message did you put in there? But
Never change.
But it was. But it's been fun. It's been like really welcoming. The whole neighborhood of Millenia too. It's like this. I think it's maybe been built out the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's just like super beautiful. A lot of open park. A lot of things going on.
Crazy community, the way everything's built out there.
It is.
Just when you think you can't go further south or further east with Chula
South and
Vista,
east.
it's like, oh, now we're the neighbors to Donovan Federal Prison. Rad. It's like all of these things are just like right there, and we've gone super far.
Well, and in the way that yours is situated, like you feel like you generally are walking through a residential neighborhood, and then all of a sudden there's a restaurant right there.
Yeah, no, it's a weird little build out. So when the landlords reached out for us to come out and check out the space and do like a little walkthrough, it's just this very unique, like I don't know, this building is nestled within a lot of other residentials, and then there's this main corridor that has like mixed use. Bottom is commercial, and then the upper 2-3 floors is like residential
Built-in
apartments.
business.
So
It's almost like you have a built-in community that are there to support and just be going and supporting the local communities.
Yeah.
It feels so welcoming, that whole little neighborhood, and the whole the way the retail space is structured. It just seems very inviting.
Yeah,
Like you just want to go and hang out.
And it's not done building yet too. So right next door, or actually, talking about growth, we got our next concept coming up. It's going to be Sura Korean barbecue. So we're doing an all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue next door.
Because there's not much out in Eastlake. The couple that are there are always busy. They're always slammed where you need like reservations. Like, we're in Eastlake. We need to get reservations to go and eat. Yeah, apparently that's what's going on in East Chula Vista, man.
We're just humbled and thankful to be part of this growth. And,
Very
and
nice.
I think all of South Bay, Eastlake area needs that kind of non-chain concept or places to hang out at, and so Common Theory One's kind of built itself as to become like Convoy's neighborhood pub, and we want to do the same thing here, just come in, super kid friendly, hang out. It's not just about the beer or the food, but it's like the atmosphere, hang out, the cool vibe,
ambiance, the interactions,
So
and that's the thing about Chula Vista. People don't leave. Like you'll run into the same people you graduated from. You see that on the regular here.
Oh man,
it's one of those places like a boomerang. The further you try to leave, eventually it comes right back home to Chula Vista.
That's what I did. I guess
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful town. It's huge now. There's over 350,000 people in Chula Vista.
Is that the stats?
That's at least, and it's probably closer to 400,000. So there is a lot of people to satisfy and to provide service to.
Yeah.
So I think you guys did an excellent job, and you bring validity to the South Bay by bringing your brand down here, man.
And
Appreciate that.
And it's
No,
not
real
to be
shit, that's
overlooked, man. To be a standout in Convoy, that's fucking huge. Look at what's around there. O'Brien's.
Too much praise, man. I
Dumpling.
appreciate you guys.
It gets worse. Take it easy. We're gonna turn the tide on you in a little bit, all right?
Can we put that spotlight right on him? We're gonna get into the hard-hitting questions. No, but that's not something to scoff at, man. That's a legendary neighborhood. That's a street that stands out. Like you said, there's no shortage of options, and there's some. O'Brien just got voted the best beer bar in the nation.
The nation.
They are amazing.
But now you're 10 years in, and like that's what I'm saying. Like you stand out in that neighborhood. Like what does that feel like?
It's wild, man. I mean, to be in the same conversation as a staple like O'Brien's. And people are kind of coming out to Convoy to like drink craft beer, and we're the two that they're kind of like choosing in between. That's amazing. That's crazy. We were just. Couple of dudes just going out and buying IPAs from weekend to weekend, trying to figure out like what new cool thing is out, and that's how we became like craft beer drinkers, and that's how we ended up designing our entire draft beer system at CT.
Yeah,
you know, we just kind of constantly revolve it, make it crazy, seek out and build relationships with all the local breweries and get some of their raddest stuff, and just trying to create that program and educate our guests on what we like to drink and why. And now, 10 years later, we're like, man, we're gonna do it a second time, but down in Chula.
What a genius move, though, man. Yeah. You know, being a restaurant in San Diego and just kind of like honing in on what you want to build your brand around.
Right.
Obviously, you have the restaurateur part in your blood. It's been there. But to circle it and kind of like build it around craft beer, which is the #1 thriving almost economy within San Diego.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, it's genius.
And but not only build around it, but stand out.
Yeah, you have built-in support from all the breweries.
And 10 years ago, I think that's when, you know, that wave.
The peak.
That was peaking.
Yeah.
And we were like, man, we got to start pedaling right now.
Well, everyone thought you could sell for $1 billion, so you know it was the time to get in beer.
Yeah, that was wild.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Oh,
I was promised $1 million check as soon as I opened 3 Punk. Where's that?
How long are you in? 7 now?
7 years.
Yeah, I think
now,
you get
bro.
it at 10.
Where's that check?
I think you get it at 10.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you're almost
I'm
there.
sticking
Almost
in.
there. Almost there, man.
When did the concept come to you for the Speakeasy?
That was that was just out of growth too, to be honest. So at our 5th year of operating CT1, the next door unit was like literally like a revolving door. So I think 4 or 5 of the concepts came and went. It was either a dessert shop, a Taiwanese restaurant, and then some other thing came and went, and then it was a Thai restaurant too. So then the landlord was just kind of tired of people, you know, having it be a revolving door, and up there in that little strip mall plaza in Kearny Mesa, we're like the anchor tenant. We have the biggest square footage. Mm-hmm. So then we're like, hey, we're at our 5 years. We want to grow. Can we take over the next door unit? And there's like, dude, here, take it, you know? So we got a pretty good lease on it. And then once we received that, we were just like, man, what is Convoy missing? And at that time, we were also ourselves, you know, whiskey's kind of becoming a thing. And then mezcal is being like super popular. And then all these cocktail things are being mentioned, but more so like LA, New York, and things like that. So we were trying to create a unique cocktail experience for all of San Diego. And then so from there, just started brainstorming. You know, we're on Convoy. We got our like Chinese ethnic background. June's Korean. My business partner, June. And then we knew this one bartender, Chris Lee.
Yeah.
So he's now kind of like
Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. So now he's headed 52 Remedies since the very beginning, since we built it out. And then so he's Korean as well. So we're just kind of, you know, we're like, man, Common Theory is like this craft beer American pub, and hardly anybody knows is ran by like, you know, a couple of Asian kids. And then so we said, you know, Convoy is like not China, but Convoy is like San Diego's Asian town. Mm-hmm. You know, you go to LA,
absolutely.
San Francisco, you got Japantown, you got Koreatowns, and you got like very specific ethnic groups. But in San Diego's population is not like Asian population, is not as big, and so therefore it's like Convoy is kind of it. So that's why you got like multiple ethnic Asian backgrounds kind of opening up restaurants, mom and pop shops. So then we said,
makes for a great experience culinary wise.
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
There's never a lack of options.
Yeah. So then we just wanted to take it in that level and just create an Asian based cocktail experience, from cocktails to food. And then we change our menu seasonally. And we go Chinese one time, we go Korean. We just wrapped up a Japanese menu, and then the next one's going to be Filipino ethnic culture menu. And so we just like to kind of play with whatever's in our repertoire, you know. So then we just started getting really experimental with our cocktails, and then Chris Lee is there for that. And then whatever cultural direction that we take it, he just dives like straight in, and we're selecting amazing brands of liquor, and then just using like mid to top tier things in our well, and just very high quality things. And it's become an attraction. Yeah, it's been awesome.
And you described it the perfect way. It is an experience going into that place, like walking through that little, like, I don't even know how you describe that little middle room, the check-in room.
Apothecary.
Yeah.
What we're calling it. Yeah.
I don't have the ability to say that many syllables, but Just even that check-in experience is unique in itself. But
appreciate that.
You don't visualize what's behind that door once you go through that little speakeasy. Like you can't visualize that space exists back there. And it's such a cool dramatic change from like the main restaurant portion, and it's such a different experience that you can settle in back there for a couple of hours. The food, the drinks, like having a great cocktail set. Like I've had some wonderful, memorable, and some that I don't remember experiences back there. But yeah, no, I highly recommend it to people. When I send them to CT1, it's always fun to tell them like, hey, at that little hostess stand when you walk in, there's a speakeasy right back there. Do yourself a favor and check that thing out.
You have to check it out. Yeah, it's nice, man.
The restaurant business, the industry of owning a restaurant, it's strenuous. It's difficult. It's difficult to reach year 3, year 5. What do you attribute the success and longevity with CT1 and now moving forward to Eastlake, Chula Vista? Like consistency, or what is it that you strive for?
Yeah, no, that's a tough question. I think, and even I guess 10 years in, you're still, it's all part of the grind.
Yeah,
I think if you let up, things will kind of fall by the wayside. And so we operate, like mom and pop. We're growing, but even now with our 4th location, a little bit, a month in, we're still trying to stop by all the other locations. So, we have our group is we're going through this like growth spurt, and we're trying to figure it out. So we don't have our perfect formula just yet, but it's, managers at each location, chefs at each location. And then you just want to make sure that you're checking in, and that your presence is felt. And then that's only within the team. But then I think, we build clientele, regulars. There's like triple OG regulars at CT1 that have been coming since like day one. And I swing by like on a Friday evening when I wrap up down here in Chula, and I'll go and have some beer shots with them or whatever, and then just shake hands and just kiss babies, say what's up.
Yeah.
And not
part
just
of the
because
gig. Part of the gig.
Yeah. And it's not just because I have to do it.
Nope.
I do, but as a business owner, you got to do it. But it's fun.
You enjoy it.
And you address them by their first name. You just know what they did last week, or what snowboarding trip they just went on, or what bike ride they just did, or whatever it might be. And you just connect on a different level, and I think that's just crucial. Whether you're eating at Woomiok Korean food or you're hanging out inside the speakeasy, So I think that's crucial, and never let up on that.
You got to build those relationships, because those are the people that are there day in and day out, keeping the lights on.
Yeah. And then I think after that, obviously, I got to be mindful of my time. I got 2 boys.
Nice.
And so I definitely, this is like their prime time right now. I got to make sure.
How old are the boys?
8 and 11.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
Actually, soon to be 9 and 12. So
I'm on that page.
Yeah.
I got 11, a 9, and a 6-year-old.
Oh yeah.
And Little League right now is just everything.
Well, that's consuming
and if
everything.
they're not doing Little League, it's jujitsu.
Oh,
and it's just overwhelming. So wifey's on her schedule, I'm on my schedule, and then
awesome.
somewhere in the middle, we got to make sure that we have them on schedule. So it's hard, man.
Yeah.
I ask you, and it's somewhat selfish when we have like other business owners here, because I want to tap into, okay, how do you do it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you do it? You obviously you have kids, you have your thriving businesses. Now it's more than one location. You want to do all these things without spreading yourself thin and without messing up the balance or the equilibrium of family man, businessman. Making sure all the water cups are filled, man.
If you got a good formula, man, let me know.
I was hoping, shit, Chris. I was hoping you would, man.
I'm trying to figure it out, but
one of the compliments that he paid you was like, you have established consistency, and I'll speak on that because you have a lot of staff that's been there forever. You don't see a lot of turnover at your place, and that's a high praise, I think, when you speak about a restaurant.
Hella rare.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And that was probably my follow-up comment, is that not only do I touch in and fill in wherever needed, but then all your staff will see you do that.
Yep.
And then they actually then in turn do the same thing with the guests.
It's like a taking ownership kind of mentality.
All the time. And then they have regulars that I don't even know. And I'll say, hey, introduce me, man. Who's that guy? Who's that lady? She's been out here like 3 times this week. Let me go say what's up. So we always do that, and kind of bounce off of each other. But it's just like a snowball effect. And then these seasoned guys that have been with us for like 8-9 years, whether it's a bartender or a server.
And shout out Kyle.
Yep. And then they'll in turn then kind of translate that same kind of culture to the incoming servers, bussers, and whatever it might be. And it's been great, so I can't
becomes the ethos after a while. You do it so routinely and regularly that it just becomes, that's how we operate here.
That's how we flow, man. Yeah, it's been good. Yeah.
2 spots visiting on 2 separate sides of town could get a little overwhelming.
Dude, yeah.
So how do you start your day here in Chula Vista and then hightail it up north?
It's wherever the fire's at, man. I start.
Oh, man. Ain't that the truth?
I mean, like, even as of yesterday, oh, man, where CO2 is low or empty at Chula Vista. So then I'm making calls. Our team's making calls. And then we're trying to get the driver to, fill up our bulk tank this morning.
That's hard to do, man.
Like, shoot, okay. I'm gonna pick up a few things at CT1, drive my ass down to CT2, and then I'm gonna come out here, and then I'll figure out the rest.
That gives me a little peace of mind.
It's not just you.
Knowing that these curveballs being thrown at us,
constantly,
it's
man.
not just us. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere, man.
We pride ourselves on the teams that we create, and we almost have to I lean on mine very heavy, whether it's my partners or like my mom. She does all of the back office operational,
Amazing.
She does all of that. She comes from a accounting background. She's a small business lender, so she understands that language.
Cool.
She speaks that language. But if I didn't have somebody that spoke that language, oh my God, it would be 10 times more difficult than what it currently already is operating a business in San Diego.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The amount of hats you got to throw on, and if you're trying to tackle everything on your own, no way.
Never going to happen.
It's not possible.
First thing you got to learn is how to be comfortable being uncomfortable. It's like jiu-jitsu. I always tell people, you got to learn to let go.
Yeah.
Just roll with it. And then you got to learn how to do different things, because you're not gonna be able to handle it all on your own, man.
Yeah.
Good on you, Chris.
Dude,
We got to bring more guests like him, man. I'm just learning over here.
I've been trying to bring him on for a year, but no pones atención.
No.
I don't speak the language either right now. I need to learn to speak that language.
I've been a little busy, dude. A little busy.
So what?
Up in the mountains.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, this man is him and his
You
kids.
talked about your kids doing baseball and all that stuff. My kids ended up picking up snowboarding. Man.
Oh, man.
So they just gravitated towards it, and so we're like snow people now. Every winter we're like just seeking for powder,
and it's crazy.
Take
like
it easy. You can't be from Colonia Libertad in Tijuana, Mexico, and start saying seeking for powder.
Right,
snow people.
I know.
Snow people.
It's so weird. Snow people, man.
Welcome to Chula Vista.
There's a disclaimer at the bottom.
Yeah.
We do mean snowboarding.
I know. It's wild. Yeah. So we're going up to Mammoth. I mean, the kids. We got this Icon Pass now, and the kids registered like 40 visits.
Shit,
bro! And I remember a year ago you posting getting them their first lesson,
dude,
their first visit, and now they're out there in competitions.
Well, that's the thing about kids. If they really like something, they're going to gravitate to it, and it's going to become their passion.
That's
obsession.
We threw baseball at them, we threw soccer at them, and like nothing stuck. So, and then we threw a freaking snowboard at them, and they're like, they're out there going. They're shouting out like, crazy, wild, like, they're screaming down, coming down this mountains, and they're just having a blast. They're doing stuff that I grew up skateboarding, but I'm like, dude, I can't bomb down these hills and then do rails and boxes and 180 out of them. I'm like, who the hell are these kids? So they're pretty sick.
I've tried to do that.
Yeah.
I can't, man.
Mexicans don't belong in the snow, dog.
Bro.
We weren't built for
eaten
that.
shit so many times. I legitimately bruised my coccyx bone up in Big Bear. I fell on the butt bone.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit! I fell on a rock covered by snow, and it just felt horrible. Ouch. And I've gone ice rink skating here at UTC when they used to have that, or even Horton Plaza, and I've eaten shit, twisted ankles. I don't belong on the ice. My wife makes fun of me because she's she's a wizard on the ice.
Yeah, ice is hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
We took our kids to Laguna last year when it was snowing, and we told them it was Utah.
Oh, nice.
They believed it.
They have no idea.
Till this day?
Well, my oldest is like, Dad, that's not Utah. My 6-year-old's like, oh, we're going to go visit our cousins because their cousins live in Utah. So yeah, we're going to go to Utah. So we drive out to Laguna and hang out. I was like, where are our cousins? Like, they're not home. Yeah. What else you got for us, Caesar? What is this right here, brother?
That's a lot of therapy. We just did our soft opening for our new Epic tasting room outside of Petco Park, man. Yeah. 795 J Street, the old Stone Brewery location, right literally parallel next to Gallagher Square.
Nice.
So yeah, we rolled out a little soft opening yesterday. It was kind of a blessing in disguise that Fan Fest was canceled because we were not prepared for that. But it was cool. We got another one going tonight for the exhibition game. Closed down for a couple days. Do a little bit of back of the house stuff, get everything dialed in, get the new people feeling comfortable, and then we'll be gung-ho for opening day.
First off, congrats, bro. I know how hard you've been hustling on trying to procure another spot, and you did it.
Yeah.
You did it, man. And that spot, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, no, Grant's a madman, dude. He's wonderful to work with, and yeah, man, he wears a lot of hats. We just talked about that, One day you're at the brewery, another day you're at the tasting room, another day you're visiting accounts, and it's just, you got to do what you got to do. So he's been hustling hard to get a retail spot. The Epic Point Loma is incredible. It's an experience in itself, but now next to Petco Park, for us, especially season ticket holders and going to games all the time, it's cool to have another location that we can go support,
It's going to be a game changer for concerts, too.
Yeah, BJ and Fernanda came with me yesterday, and we were just tripping out because, you can sit inside that new tasting room, and you have a perfect vantage point to the stage at Gallagher Square. So it's I'm
heading down there tonight, man. So what time are you guys open?
I believe today we'll be open 12 to 10.
Okay.
And then opening day, I think we're going to open up early, just like everybody else.
It's going to be a shit show down there on opening day, bro.
Crazy,
oh, my God.
Yeah. Probably go with the normal, bottle rocket routine, make a little quick pop by to Cuban Cigar Factory, and then head over to Epic and just hang out next door.
Feel free to come by to 3 Punk Ales in Little Italy, too. Caesar G's.
You going to pay for my Uber?
Shit. No, the best part about... The best part about opening in Little Italy is now I have built-in parking to walk to Petco every fucking game.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah. So I just go in there in the little parking structure.
That's nice.
And we opened last year in September, so it was at the tail end of the season. So I got an opportunity to kind of taste what it's going to be about, and we would take the kids and we would walk from Little Italy to Petco, and they would get so upset. They're like, "What? Dad, this is far. Why can't we just pay?" And I was like, "Dude, it's $55 to park across the bridge and walk to Petco." I said, "We're not doing that. We're going to park inside the structure."
We are not that family.
We are not that family, man. What about your venture into a gas lamp area in East Village? Is that something that you see potentially in the future with the brands?
To be honest, no. We kind of always stayed away from the downtown, kind of spotlight. We, I don't know, something about, downtown. I think you got to come in with a lot of backing, I feel like, and maybe be able to withstand a couple of rounds of people's initial review of you and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And part of it too, I guess, in our strategy and looking at locations that feel comfortable to us, we felt like we're at home here in Chula Vista. We feel like we're at home on Convoy because we just visited the locations quite a bit. And then so when we did our search, we were kind of just sticking to the places and the areas that we knew and the folks that we knew, because you got to study your demographic.
Yep.
And so then we felt like these more neighborhood kind of concept, projects were more fitting for these other locations rather than
You're not wrong. I mean, we've been talking with our neighbors there at Fairweather, and it's so hit or miss. Like, they don't even open outside of baseball season or for the concerts, because that's what you got to rely on, or convention crowds, and it's difficult to plan for that. So they're like, yeah, baseball season, we're open 7 days a week. Outside of that, it's only like Thursday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You're just readjusting, figuring out, when it's worth it. They can go from having a $60,000 weekend to having a $60,000 month.
Yeah. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with downtown. I think it was, for us at least, it was just what we were choosing, because we have buddies that own restaurants down there, and they're doing just fine,
thriving.
and they're doing great, and so, and we visit down there to have dinners and obviously hang out and things like that. But yeah, we just didn't see ourselves opening up shop downtown. So we just chose the neighborhoods that we were comfortable with. Yeah.
Did you always know you wanted to go back home to Chula Vista? Was that always like a vision?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, it probably came up like 5 years ago when we were thinking about Realm of the 52 Remedies.
Yeah.
And then, and we thought it was a cool idea. It'd be great. And obviously our family's still down here. I have, my mom's still down here, and then my 3 brothers still live down here. And so it was thought about. We wanted to, but then we didn't make it happen back then. because we didn't feel quite ready to do something that far. We wanted to stay on Convoy to kind of grow ourselves a little bit more, and then also we felt like maybe Chula Vista wasn't like, it was hungry for more, but it wasn't quite like full built out like in that more Eastlake area. Yeah. So we didn't end up pulling the trigger back then, and then now
smart move, man.
Yeah, a few concepts in, we were like, you know what? I think we can kind of duplicate CT2 or CT. And a lot more people were asking about like craft beer down this way and things like that, you know, within this like later 5 years.
There's a need, there's a want, and there's a crowd. I mean, it's all there. It's all built in. Yeah. People really are. We're very prideful of the businesses that come here, especially when it's not like a corporate chain. You know, especially when it's not like a Wendy's or whatever, because that's all that's out there. It's a lot of cookie cutter businesses that show up. A lot of just, you know, brands that we grew up with, but not necessarily that are started here. So somebody like you coming down, bringing your brand, having your Chula Vista ties, having your Tijuana ties, you know, and all that plays a part, I feel, and it's going to create opportunity, and you guys have massive success down there, man.
Thank you. I sure hope so. You know, I look forward to showing up every day, connecting with the folks, you know, talking to them in Spanish, Chinese, or whatever have you. And
what other languages, Chris? Sheesh.
That's it. That's
okay.
it.
There's a follow-up list. Yeah.
I'll bust out Google Translate. Doesn't matter. You know, but
hey, man, that thing is handy.
Dude.
Sometimes I just turn that shit on and I'm just watching. It's like,
you know, you can take pictures of something and then it'll just translate it to whatever words
it's
are on there.
Nuts, dude.
It'll just
I haven't done
translate.
that yet.
Yeah. It's pretty sick. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, thank you. I hope the support continues. It's been a heck of a ride in this first month. So yeah, thank you to all the neighbors, everybody down here in those local Eastlake, Bonita neighborhoods, everybody else, you know, like, please drive out there. I know it's a little hike going in east, but check out the new neighborhoods. It's super fun. The park outside is beautiful.
Dude, the park, little coffee, little coffee cart,
little ping pong table, you know, like lounge and chill there. It's pretty fun. Yeah,
I'm in need to go out there. I haven't been out there in a minute. My wife works. I work out there, you know. So I also work at UPS, and the UPS spot right there. It's right there, but it's like I'm there like 3 a.m. and then
shout
I
out
dip.
to UPS.
Oh, really? You're going to be the good voice for UPS.
Dude, yes.
Let me hear it.
I have to.
Like, thank you.
Dude,
we need that shit every now and then.
Convoy location. So the shipping center off of Ronson Road.
Hub,
you know, dude. Ever since like day one, we have a lot of the UPS folks always support. Come eat, come grab a beer. Those guys are like my buddies now. Like they're like my homies. You know, shout out to like all those guys.
I see a pattern. I see a pattern now, bro.
You know, so
he likes the brown dog.
Well, now you look at CT2, relatively close to the Chula Vista hub. It's right there.
Just gotta follow all these hubs.
I see what you're doing. Carlsbad coming your way.
What was
CT3?
The inspiration for the Korean barbecue? Was that something you've had in the back of your mind wanting to do?
So not me. I'm gonna give that credit to my business partner June.
Okay.
So June, bless his soul, he is a picky eater, man. He's just like his taste buds are like fine tuned. He'll
an
just
exquisite
be like,
pellet for your partner.
Yeah, it's fantastic, you know. So he quality controls like a lot of the stuff. So it's an amazing talent. You know, anytime you have partners, you divvy up your strengths and weaknesses, and you go do whatever. You shove something in front of me, I'm like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I eat just about anything. I don't discriminate. But June's like he's very fine tuned, and so for the Woomiok food. He's pretty much the opening chef, him and our third partner. So they create like every menu item, they create the recipes, and then our staff execute. So then, you know, for CT, obviously we have like our chefs, and then we just provide our feedback, you know, we'll taste things.
Huge pickup with Steve, man. He's, damn, he's incredible, man.
He's been doing great.
Yeah.
So we attack it slightly different at different locations, right? But anyways, back to your question at Sura, like June just loved barbecue, like Korean barbecue. And so he's always wanted to open up a Korean barbecue. Before we opened up CT1, we actually wanted to open up a all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue back then.
Oh, shit.
And we spent like, I think $30,000 in drafting up like plans.
Oh, man.
And then we spent money on our marketing thing for our logo and everything. And then it just went to waste because the building had liens on it. And so it wouldn't have been CT. We would have started off with a Korean barbecue back then.
Damn, that's
It was crazy.
crazy.
It's kind of wild. So June always just wanted to open up a Korean barbecue, and then now we're able to do it. So it's kind of crazy.
Checking those boxes.
Yeah.
Doing those things.
And he just has like he loves good quality meat. So that's why I have no doubts that when we open up, a lot of these places that are like, oh, you can eat, they start off great and then they'll just kind of
Taper
falter.
off. Yeah.
So like, with him
He's
eating
not gonna
there
let that
a
happen.
lot, he's like, oh hell no. This doesn't have enough marble on it. Send that shit back. No, sorry. excuse my
You can say marble. That's fine.
Okay. But it's things like that. We just So that's how we came up with Sura, and we ended up using the same name as back then. That logo design was kind of whack, so we had to redo it.
So it was not money wasted. Eventually, it came back to the forefront.
It came back.
Well, who did your CT logo?
Oh, that was
Mr. Dave Lively.
Yeah, Dave Lively.
Did he
from
really?
Fall.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Talented Dave Lively.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
I didn't know how loved Dave Lively is, bro. Like as I started kind of getting more involved in the art scene and having friends are involved in that world and that industry, everybody loves Dave.
Dave is a home run hitter.
You know
dog.
what I'm saying? Theo Bobby, all about Dave.
Yeah.
Even Chica and everybody just telling me, he's like, oh yeah, Dave. And I was like, well, okay, fuck. A man who also has many talents, bro.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool to see like some of my favorite places and some of the most known places. You're like, damn, there's something about that logo. And then you hear, oh yeah, it's Dave. Like the friendly Dave.
Okay.
Oh, that was him too.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
bro. Yeah.
Lively don't miss.
What can people expect when they go to your Chula Vista location? What is the experience that we're walking into? What kind of beer are you going to have? What is the menu looking like?
Yeah. Beer wise, all craft. Local and beyond. But we're trying to
Like
bring
Chula
in,
Vista local?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
want breweries from Chula
Hey,
Vista?
fool,
to
they're Three Punks was on the opening lineup.
Let's
It
go.
was.
Yeah.
And then I think Kevin just sent me another keg. I think it's the AKA the Pliny Killer.
Oh, the Tres
Tres
Animales.
Animales right
Oh,
here.
Animales.
shit.
Oh, is
Did he
that-
really call it that? Fucking the balls on that guy.
The ego is as big as the man himself.
Balls on that guy.
Was I not supposed to?
Oh my God.
Hey,
that?
No,
you
no,
threw-
that's exactly how he presents
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm like, all right, it's a great beer. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why we serve it in a
Crack this-
16-ounce
crack this
can.
open as
bro.
well?
By all means.
Handle, brother.
I know this. 16
Tell you what, it's a BJ just Barrett killer, that's for sure.
BJ performed on 3rd Avenue last week. Oh,
10.7%?
bro. I made him
Yeah.
drink pints of this before he went to perform, and oh my God.
So we should be pouring this right now at Common Theater. So
Yeah.
Cheers to you
Saludcitos.
and your
Salud.
success, previous, current, and future, man.
dude, thank you guys.
You have a legit head
Appreciate
on your shoulder.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna start just kind of being a fly, like hanging out around you. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. I feel like 7 years in operating in the brewery, but I'm still like I'm always learning. How do we fix? How do we maneuver? How do we create more opportunity?
Keep
you know,
asking
and
questions, man.
just that's it, man. Ad nauseum
have
till
to,
I
yeah.
know people.
Yeah.
So cheers to you guys
Yeah.
on this one. It's not over. I just wanted to take this quick,
Saludcitos,
a
yeah.
little quick
Yeah.
time out to say cheers to the homies.
Thank you. Cheers.
Pliny killer fucking guy. Se pasa el Kevin Albert. Jeez,
No, yeah.
man.
I remember when I went in there for the
10.7.
Yeah, man.
Smooth,
That's what I'm
right?
saying. It's sneaky.
Oh.
It's sneaky.
Almost
Chicle-
chuggable.
Chicle, yeah. Chicle and I went to the Elwood yesterday, but we walked. Silly. I'm
Damn, I
trying
wish
to-
you could have met you there.
Yo, man, I'm closing circles every day on my my watch, not my phone, on my watch, and I'm on day like 50 right now. I started like the middle of January, so I have to walk 5 miles every day. Every day I got to walk 5 miles and burn 1,000 active calories, which turns out is
Ooh.
different than just a regular calorie.
Yeah, I get mad at my watch sometimes
Yeah,
when it
it's
doesn't
like,
give me
"Hey,
credit.
man." It's like my heart is beating like a motherfucker right now. I should be burning more calories than this, and
Yeah.
it's not moving. I'm like, this shit ain't working anymore.
I hate like when I get to the house at the end of the night and it's like, oh, another 10 or 20 brisk walk will get you there, and I'm like, hey, motherfucker, I was busy today. How did I not hit this goal?
Shit, mental busyness. This translates a little different. So on our walk from my house, so I live 3 blocks from the brewery. The brewery's on 3rd Avenue, and I live 3 blocks from there. So we walked to the brewery, and I said, it's cold, man. It's gonna start raining. Let's warm our souls up before we go. So we both pounded
doing
up.
some of this?
We pounded a pint of this, but we walked like what was it? It's like 2 miles from
2
the
miles,
brewery to the Elwood.
Yeah.
So by the time we got there, we were feeling good, bro. We were feeling warm.
The best way to do that is not to have a soul, and then you don't have to worry about warming it up.
That's what I've been saying for 44 years.
Yeah.
Oh man, do you live in Chula Vista, or where are you the person based out of.
Yeah. I live off of like the 15 Carmel Mountain.
What's up? Another North County guy?
Yeah,
Really?
You know, so yeah, I've been up there since like 09. So, you know, been up there for a while. That's
No
the first
one's
house
no
we
one
bought.
is hood checking you. I was just curious where your day starts, you know? Fuck, but it's North County?
It's a drive, but you know, it's not as bad as Irvine though. So I'm not gonna complain about that.
Well, to Steve,
But-
past the 8, everything is
It doesn't
Irvine.
exist.
As far as he's concerned, you are in Irvine.
It's
Yeah.
Utah.
Everything else is Utah.
As soon as you pass it, like, where we going? Utah, boys.
Utah.
Let's go. We're going to load up the car. We're going to Utah, man.
I'm trying to get my fast track so I can come down that 125.
Oh, it's a saver.
It'll shoot you right out at like Birch Road, and it's Millennials right there.
Such a
So-
scam.
The best
So I gotta
$50 I spend a month is
Yeah?
on
Okay.
my fast track.
We
man.
shouldn't
gotta
be
get
paying for that anymore.
They're trying to make that thing free.
Yeah, well, they've been trying. When we lived over there, when wife and I first got married, they were building it out, and I remember they opened it like shortly thereafter, like a year. So that's 2005. And part of their plan, the bullet points on there, after 10 years, it will no longer be a toll road. It'll be a freeway. Meaning there's no going to be no toll. It's an expressway. Here we are in 2024, dog. It's literally like 20 years later, and it's still a charge.
Try to get people to let go of that money.
Because, okay, we lived out there. We lived out there in Eastlake when we first got married. Our house was out there, and I had to drive from out there all the way to the 805. And that's a 20-minute drive on 8th Street just to get to the freeway.
With all the traffic.
Yeah, man. So it was crazy. So when we opened the brewery, I remember doing like a little a survey with friends that worked in the industry, like in North Park. I had some friends that worked at what's it called, Hamilton's, and they worked at the one that just closed down in North Park. I forget the name. The other big one has a location in San Francisco.
Tornado.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Rest in
And then
peace.
we've had people that work the door, and I'd just say, yo, man, do me a favor. Like, check IDs as you normally will, but just kind of keep a mental tally of how many people are coming from the South Bay.
Oh,
Because to drive from 3 Punk in downtown Chula Vista to Eastlake took way longer than it did to drive to North Park.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
like, oh man, we got to provide more of these types of businesses down here to keep our people, our community supporting here, because there's a lot of support here. There's a lot of love. There's a lot of people. So that's what I say. It's like you having that connect, providing the service you do, having the quality of product that you have. That's just part of the recipe to be successful down here. And you just being that guy that goes out and says hello to your regulars and builds the rapport. Builds a rapport. We're nothing special. Nobody wants to have me fucking pour their beer at the brewery, but for some reason, they come in. They come in.
Why not?
But when they for some reason they stop by and then they're like, hey, you're fucking here. I was like, yeah, man. And it's those kinds of like little inklings that you connect and people respond.
Small little things.
Yeah.
Just make a big difference, and I think people care. And I think if you show them that you care too, then instant connection.
When it's like you talked
good.
about, having it in your backyard and not wanting to have to travel is a big deal. Like the first time I went and I posted it, Melly and Tony Ray reached out because they live right there, and they're like, wait, is that in our neighborhood?
Yeah.
Another thing where we don't have to leave the hood? Like,
Right.
that's fucking incredible. One more spot that we can walk to. That's what
Nobody in
people want.
Eastlake likes to travel. I'll tell you that right now.
Nobody in South Bay, dog.
Yeah, nobody is. If it's raining, fuck, dog. Give a shit.
Yeah.
You better have rations in the house because no one. We're not leaving, bro. As soon as it's windy, I had a tree branch that fell off of the tree outside with the winds a couple of days ago. I was like, damn, we have to rebuild.
We will rebuild.
I'm not leaving the South Bay again. So honestly, having these kinds of options down here it's a lifesaver. It changes the scope of the South Bay because we bang that drum hard down here. Like South Bay, Chula Vista, National City, Barrio Logan. We are very prideful people when it comes to living down here.
Yeah.
And we just want the best of the best also coming down here.
Dude. Yeah, we're proud to be that. We're thankful to be welcomed in, and there are, you talked about like beating the drum. So Eastlake Food to Go, I forget their handle, but yeah, she's been amazing. She's been blowing us up, and she's just good people. I jumped on a little conference call with them. They're trying to do like their Eastlake Taste of Eastlake and things like that.
That's coming up, I think. I read about that. Yeah.
So we're trying.
We're
to
all
plan some
grown up
events
down here, bro. I feel like we're growing up.
And wait till you go and you see how many of the elements that he designed at the restaurant, and watching him and his kids build the lanterns that are now decorating the restaurant, man. Like
little child labor at child labor in the,
It was-
house
you're from-
garage.
you're
It was a
from
school
Colonia
project.
Libertad, bro.
That's
You're
true.
from
It was a
Colonia
school
Libertad.
project,
no
dog.
minimum
There's-
wage.
there's-
There's no
that doesn't
minimum wage.
exist, dog.
Yeah, hey, I grew up washing dishes at my parents' restaurants. So.
For free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, bueno, bro. It's an honor to have you on here. I don't think it's gonna be the last time we're gonna have you on here. We're gonna have to keep tabs on you and bring you on and see how's it going in
love
Eastlake.
to.
How's it going? You know, that's what we want to. I want to make
love
sure
to come
people
back.
know that there are options here in the South Bay. You don't have to go. Go to Convoy. Go to
Yeah.
Little Italy.
Please.
Go to Gaslam. Go check out all the spots. Support the homies, but you don't really have to go anywhere, man. It's here. It's all here for us. It's weird, man. And I know I talk about this a lot, but people in Chula Vista, we really don't like leaving. We really like to stay in here,
It's a
man.
thing, huh?
If it don't exist down here, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't need it, man. You know,
It's not a necessity, man. It's not a
unless it's
necessity.
paella. I'll travel for paella.
Oh, there we go.
I'll go to Costa Brava on a Tuesday at
Yeah,
7
I'm about
p.m.
to
for
say.
paella, bro.
They got a mean one? I've always been looking for a good one.
That's Steve's home away from
Yeah,
home.
go,
Okay.
The one,
Costa Brava,
Costa Brava.
it's in Pacific Beach on Garnett, but not in
Okay.
Pacific Beach.
Okay, cool.
It's like in the outskirts before you get into the messiness that is
Sweet.
PB. You know, it's like fine Spanish cuisine,
Costa Brava.
and they have the killer wine list, killer sangria. It's where we take friends who are couples when we want to elevate our relationships.
Oh,
Like, you know what?
Yeah, that's why I never get to go.
let's-
Get the rite of passage.
I get eyes looking at me over here.
When are we
It's like
going?
this.
Yeah, when are we going?
should. You know, we should, man, because this should be the thing where we just interact with other business owners and
Yeah.
and just kind of pick each other's brains and figure out, hey, what's
down.
working, what's not
I'm
working.
down.
That's what I love about this industry, though, is getting to mingle with these people and learning, how they do things, what inspires them, what moves them, what brings them success.
There's
Where they-
not one route to get there.
No,
There's
it's
more
fucking
than one way to
incredible.
do it.
Yeah.
There isn't. And I tell some of these friends or even some
Enemies.
younger
Oh,
kids that are
Oh, shit. Now we're
tell
into them.
I'll tell. I'm an open book. I'll tell you everything and every way that I did it. If it works for you, amazing. But if
not-
it doesn't, don't blame me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'll share my experiences up, down. Good or bad.
What is that old saying or the quote from the movie Snatch? If I give a dog a bone, I don't want to know what it tastes like. It is true. Because if it works for me,
Yeah.
it may not work for you. But again, you're an open
Yeah.
book. I'm willing to share what I've
Right.
done.
Right.
Good on you, man.
So yeah, man, it's all good.
Caesar, thank you. You've done it again. Well,
Well, this time it was Ricky Rowe, man, because he didn't want to listen to me. So good old white boy had to come through.
Ricky Rowe. Romero, that doesn't sound like a white boy name, dog.
He put jelly on tortillas, bro. I can't.
Yeah, so long as
I
they're
can't
corn,
give him his Mexicanness,
so long as the
dog.
tortillas are corn.
That's
you
the
don't
only.
chop it.
It's the only beef me and my man got, but it's a long-standing beef. But I still support his wonderful wife and her talents, and I own how many of the knockarounds that she's designed?
Probably a lot.
Yeah,
Just don't need to yell. Relax.
It's a little aggressive.
That's a little aggressive, Ricky.
what
Rowe.
happens on the boil over? Jesus.
I know we're gonna bring him on. We're doing a whole. This is a kind of cool time to bring. I don't even know if your partners told you about this. We're gonna do a little crossover pod, called Somos Compas, where it's gonna be Barry, myself, Lozano, and Ricky Rowe, and we're just gonna
Damn.
sit down and kind of go over things. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We're always figuring things out to spend more time on. And that's my wife. My wife absolutely loves it. Oh, another project. Fuck yeah, handle it. Oh man, sir. When, how can we all go to CT2 and support? What are the hours?
Yeah,
What are the days of operation? How do people follow and support?
Sure. 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Open at 11 a.m. every day till 11 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, we'll take it till midnight.
Get it.
Nothing a little bit past that. We are in a neighborhood, so a lot of kids, a lot of good family-friendly kind of stuff. So around like 11, we usually tend to kind of cool things down. Hopefully in the near future, once we get all our ducks in a row with our kitchen and things like that, hopefully Saturday, Sunday brunches. So open up a little bit earlier. So that's what we're trying to do.
Why not the west side of Chula Vista, dog? Why
Here we go.
why didn't you bless the west side with some goodness, man?
Coming soon.
it had-
I don't know.
Say it louder, say it louder, man. Absolutely murder it on both sides of Chula Vista.
Man, no, appreciate that. Yeah, no, hey, west side of Chula Vista's grown. It's grown.
Don't tell nobody.
And it's becoming.
We
a
love the
different
potholes.
beast,
We
too.
love the potholes on the road. We're not very inviting. Don't come. But it's awesome.
It's a lot of amazing
It's
stuff.
awesome.
It's a lot of amazing stuff happening as well. We keep tabs on it, but first things first, we got to get this baby walking first, and then and then we'll see what else comes down the door with Sura Barbecue next, and then we'll see what other growth kind of comes down our way. But
met you in passing a couple times, but honored and awesome to finally sit down, chat it up with you, and give us a little insight behind the curtain of what goes on in operating a business and just being you, bro.
Hey,
Congrats.
my pleasure, man.
Congrats.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, and
Caesar?
I'll take you up on actually, grabbing some food or
Let's go.
grabbing a
Say
drink
when,
somewhere
man.
and
Say when, bro.
and pick
Ustedes
each other's
los-
brain, man.
Hey,
Because
this is what this is all about. Emo Brown is built for that. Supporting homies, supporting those who are working in the same industry, supporting people who are cool. We support those who support us. You carry, Cesar Torres. He's a big beer figure. He's a craft. I know you don't like it. The craft beer guy. The craft beer guy. But you know what? You support him. You carry our beer.
Both locations, man. Multiple brands. I walked in that day. He had 4 different brands of mine represented. Like that's saying something.
No more craft beer tournaments.
Oh, that's happening. We didn't cue that in, huh?
Yeah.
So we're trying to finalize the details.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Brew Battles 2024 is coming down.
Hella exciting, bro.
I got knocked out in the Final Four last year. I was bitter.
So
Shit,
three,
at least you
three
made it.
punk sales. So you guys are in. So we're trying to do anything south of the 8 versus the north.
Ooh.
So we got to
right.
put that lineup together. Might need your guys' help for some contacts. See who else we kind of throw in the mix for south of the 8. But
Let's get
but
it.
yeah, we're trying.
We're
to
the
do,
wrong people to ask.
So we're
Can we tell you who's not going to be
we're
on the
gonna do
list?
south of the 8 versus Utah.
Hey, bro. Colonia Libertad Alta versus Utah. Now you're talking.
There you go.
Nah, man, that's fun. Exciting stuff, Caesar. Good luck today, tomorrow, and moving forward with the new brands and everything you're representing. Next to Pecco, I'll be there tonight.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I'm going to be there tonight. I'll see you very soon. Taking family friendly, presuming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Hell yeah.
He's not going to bring him. He's just asking.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
I'm just curious if there's going to be other people's annoying
Just for the
kids there.
information.
He's not bringing his kids. He wants to know if other people can bring
Ladies and
theirs.
gentlemen,
I love it.
common theory number 2. Let's go.